Yes, yes. Are you able to hear me?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, I joined the Zoom meeting.
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay, perfect. Okay. 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 Okay, guys, are you able to hear me clearly, loud and clear?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. So let's wait for the other people to join. I'll be starting in probably in 1 minute. I don't want to be late a bit more. So just give me 1 more minute. I'm just trying to see people.
Hello guys, Nitin this side. So I'm so sorry. I don't know what happened with that live webinar. We did a lot of testing and everything, but still.
Yeah, it's okay. It happens.
Okay, I think we are already quite late, so let's get started. Hello everyone. Thanks for joining the session. I would ask this question again. Everyone is able to hear me, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
perfect. Okay, so first of all, apologies from our side for these technical glitches. Sometimes it happen. Won't happen the next time. We are trying to have more such sessions, and we'll try to resolve those kinds of issues. So again, good morning, everyone. My name is Jayant Joshi, and I'm going to present a topic on Salesforce Einstein. Salesforce Einstein was launched in 2016, and it was launched to fill the gap around the need for the artificial intelligence. So Salesforce has acquired around 9 artificial intelligence companies, and they have launched a new product called Einstein. So essentially, Einstein is a group of products which solves various CRM use cases and many of the non-CRM use cases too, because it also provides you a platform which is called Einstein Platform. Now, to set the expectation around this session, this is not a deep dive session or on a single Einstein topic, but it provides an introduction to various CRM related use cases and how the Salesforce Einstein products and features matches with these use cases. Just to let you know, we have 2 more sessions planned on Einstein, which will be a bit more demo driven. So I'll be basically working more on the demo side. This particular session has around 40 minutes allotted to theoretical knowledge and 20 minutes to the demo. But the next session probably will have more demo and less of a theory. Okay, let's get started. Agenda is we need to first understand AI and machine learning. So we'll spend 15 minutes. We will have 20 minutes with Salesforce Einstein use case and products, and we will have a demo. Now, as far as I understand, the audience joining this session is from the Salesforce background, and they are not necessarily from the artificial intelligence background or a machine learning background. So that's the reason we'll be spending some time to understand what AI is and how machine learning is used by Einstein to do the predictions and to basically how Einstein uses machine learning for its various products and features. Okay, that's about me. I have around 14 years of experience. Currently, I'm working in Capgemini, and I am working as a managing delivery architect. But before that, I have worked with Accenture earlier. I have spent, I think, almost 60% of my career overseas. So I've been working in India initially, then US, Canada, Germany. From last 6 years, I'm in Germany. I'm among the top Salesforce certified people in the world. I regularly contribute to the Salesforce related articles on social media, and I also do mentoring and do public sessions on Salesforce topics in India and Germany. I'm very passionate about technology. Salesforce is my passion, but at the same time, I also understand there are other upcoming technology, for example, artificial intelligence, machine learning, blockchains, Microsoft Azure, AWS, etc. To at least I keep an eye on those also, and how they are related to Salesforce in certain way. So that's about me. Now let's get started with AI and machine learning. So what is machine learning? How machine learning started, or what is artificial intelligence? Now, as per the standard definition, this is coming from Wiki, artificial intelligence is intelligence demonstrated by machines in contrast to the natural intelligence displayed by humans and other animals. Now, what does it mean? For most of us, the first introduction to artificial intelligence was via the Hollywood movies, right? For me, it was coming from the Matrix. So I watched the Matrix somewhere around 2001, and that was my introduction to AI. But these Hollywood movies gives you a very different perspective of AI, which is very destructive machines that wants to win the world over and kill humans. But that's more of a far-fetched imagination, right? That's how it works now. The way it works now is this, basically using Google Assistant, using Amazon recommendation engine, using navigation apps like Google Maps. We all must be using cab sharing applications like Uber, or in India we have Ola, or maybe Lyft in US and other countries, right? So all these apps in the background, essentially they are using machine learning, right? And that's machine learning is very powerful machine learning. So we need to really understand what machine learning is. That gives us a base, that gives a baseline to understand Einstein. The way Salesforce sell Einstein is actually a bit different. They do not want you to learn the machine learning. But I think from my perspective, I have been following machine learning and artificial intelligence from the last 1.5 years. And I really understood that you should have some general idea about machine learning before you start understanding Einstein. Okay, now just 30 seconds on this. So we have, that's basically the AI facts and figures. So by 2025, the global AI market is expected to be almost 60 billion. That's a huge number. And by 2016, it was already 1.4 billion. So that you can just see what kind of numbers we are talking about. There are lots of AI startups that have started in the last 6 years. There are around 300 or 400 startups already which are working in the AI space. So lots is happening. Lots of new opportunities are coming. Lots of companies are investing a lot on artificial intelligence and also the related infrastructure, which is basically big data. Now, this is a very interesting slide, because if we need to really understand machine learning, if we even want to move step one further, understand Einstein related product, we need to understand what is an intelligent behavior, right? This is very important to really understand what is intelligent behavior. When you say use machine learning or use AI, then we are talking about some intelligent behavior. And now, what is an intelligent behavior? Intelligent behavior is basically we learn, for example, humans, right? So humans are one of the most sophisticated or most intelligent species in the world. And how they learn from experience. They are able to determine what is important for them. For example, what is important for me for the day, what is important for me for the next few weeks, or what is important for me for the next 1 year. So we are able to prioritize our task. We are able to solve problems. We are able to actually handle complex situations. That's basically being human. And we are very good in applying the knowledge we have acquired over a period of time. When a child is born, at that point of time, they do not have any knowledge. But over a period of time, when they get a bit mature, they try to apply the knowledge based on their experience. And why I'm talking about this, because this is what we are trying to do with machine learning, right? So with machine learning and artificial intelligence and robotics, we are trying to have this machine, basically the intelligence. We are trying to machine to acquire the intelligence based on certain things. So that's the reason I said learn from experience, determine what is important, solve problems, handle complex situations, apply knowledge acquired from experience. Now, what is machine learning, right? We have heard a lot about machine learning. We have also heard about machine learning from the Einstein sessions, which happened in Dreamforce or other Salesforce forums. But machine learning is basically an ability for computers to learn and act without being explicitly programmed. So for machine learning, what we need is essentially a lot of data. Now, why do we need data? So there are machine learning algorithms. There are, I think, more than 20 machine learning algorithms which caters to different use cases, which caters to different industries. But those are basically the algorithms that are used by the implementers or the company to create machine learning models. Machine learning is basically its ability for computers to learn and act without being explicitly programmed. You don't have to write down all the instructions to make observation or to summarize or to deduct something, right? You just need to have the data. You use machine learning algorithms to create your models. You train the models. You deploy this as an app for your company. Now, some very good examples of machine learning, right? Amazon and Netflix. So Amazon, you go to the Amazon website, and you basically, when you try to navigate the product, you will get a lot of recommendation. I've been using Amazon from a long time, and most likely every one of us have used either Amazon or Flipkart or other other apps or other websites. And they use a very powerful machine learning algorithm to do the recommendation, right? Another example is Netflix. So I also have taken a Netflix account, and I got the recommendations on what TV shows to watch, what movies to watch, and it works pretty well. So in the background, there's a lot of machine learning algorithm running which makes this possible. Of course, there's an infrastructure which is based on microservices, but primarily it's machine learning algorithm which predicts, which movies to watch or which TV shows to watch. Now, just to have this, so this is a general machine learning process, but this is used also by, it is similar to what Einstein also used. So this is very generic. So you need to have data for machine learning. So you need to have a lot of data, right? To identify the patterns in your data. So when I say, just to give you one example, right? Just to give you one example, let's say late payments, right? So let's say there's a bank, and they have provided loans, home loans or other loans, retail loans to the end customer, and and the bank want to understand from the past history, right, which other people who are good and repaying the loan at the right time, right? So let's say it's a kind of ICICI Bank or maybe SDFC Bank or maybe Citibank, whatever, and they have a lot of customers. They have huge amount of data, right? And it's not easy to run reports on that data. But what if machine can actually work on that data, try to predict that these are the people who will pay the loan, the high chances or high probability of getting your loans paid by these individuals, right? So machine learning can run in background using the models you have trained with, and basically it will try to identify. Now, those predictions are fairly accurate. They are not 100% yet, but they're fairly accurate. Sometimes it's even close to 90-95%. So that's pretty good. Now, how do you do it? So you have collected a lot of data, and that data is basically that's raw data, and that data is pre-processed, right? So you have to have clean data to make a fair judgment about the data or make predictions. And you have to, this is the iterative cycle. So you have to, do this data processing again and over and again. That's basically the input to your machine learning algorithms. So you use different kind of machine learning algorithm for different use cases. There's already a checklist. That's high level checklist, of course. So you will have to really deep dive and understand how this works. But you have the machine learning algorithms, and you apply the data to basically you apply machine learning algorithms to your data, and you create models for the app. Now, these models are basically deployed to the production. When I say deployed to production, they are used in the industry apps or specific use case app. And then you basically check if that model is working correctly, if the predictions are coming correctly, they're more than like say 95%. It all depends what kind of predictions you are expecting based on your individual use cases. But that's the way machine learning works. Just to give you some more examples here. So machine learning can be basically used by lots of industry. For example, in healthcare, for patient diagnosis, for finance, for fraud detection, right? So machine learning is pretty good, and lots of banks are now using machine learning for fraud detection. In the manufacturing industry, that's a very good use case. So you can anomaly detection, right? So something is breaking down in terms of the parts, right? So you have big machines in manufacturing industries, and you can detect, if something is going wrong with the machine. And of course, there is another aspect to it that would be the IoT part, wherein the data is being transmitted from the manufacturing units or from the machines to IoT. And on the IoT platform, we have, for example, when the data from the IoT device goes to IoT gateways, for example, Amazon, right? Amazon also provides machine learning framework so that data can be processed there and the predictions can be made. So that's another good example. For in retail, it's being used for inventory optimization. In government services, it's being used for making cities smarter, and so on. So there are hundreds of use cases around where machine learning is currently used, and in future it will be used extensively. Now, Einstein also used machine learning. I'm going to go into that. But before that, one last thing in terms of machine learning. So there is basically supervised machine learning, and there is unsupervised machine learning. So supervised machine learning is based on training data that includes the correct answer. So you already know the label, and you're just trying to find, based on those labels. And unsupervised learning is basically we can build a model that detects when people are smiling. So you do not know exactly the details, but you can find the correlation based on facial patterns and words. Now, Einstein products typically use supervised learning. For example, Einstein Analytics use supervised learning for making predictions. Good to learn. I would say that if you are starting in machine learning, or even if you want to learn Einstein and you want to move to Einstein projects, basically implementation projects, then I think it's a good idea to learn some more fundamentals around AI. So machine learning, the types of machine learning, the different ways of machine learning, the different algorithms of machine learning, what are the different frameworks available, what are the tools available to just get you an idea what machine learning is. And of course, there are other topics like deep learning, neural networks, right? Different kinds of neural networks. machine learning algorithms, frameworks, etc. And you should also understand what are the AI related use cases in different industry, the way I told you, right? Finance industry, healthcare, or transportation, or government services. But that gives you a base around machine learning. Okay, now coming to our main topic, which is Salesforce Einstein, right? So Einstein products are based on machine learning models. So as I said, we have a lot of machine learning algorithms, and we need to apply the machine learning algorithms to the data, and then we create the model, and those models are used for predictions. Salesforce as a company, they basically revise these models again and again based on the feedbacks they are receiving internally or externally by the different customers, and they apply these models, right? So they refine the model. It's not like that model is fixed. Based on the data, it changes. So every machine learning model needs a lot of data to make better predictions. Of course, this is same with Einstein, right? So you need a lot of data. Salesforce says, minimum 1,000 opportunities required to make predictions, or minimum 1,000 leads is required to make predictions, right? But typically it's on thousands or maybe millions of records. The predictions will work far better. So you will have 95% better prediction with the data. So Einstein product identify patterns with the data and make prediction. For example, identify potential late payments. Most of the time as an admin or even as a developer, you will not create models, right? So essentially you will not create models in Salesforce. There is a team who is already doing it. But you will use Salesforce Einstein features. Maybe it's a standard Einstein feature, or maybe it's Salesforce Analytics, or maybe it's Salesforce Discovery, or maybe it's Einstein Platform, etc. With Einstein products, many decisions can be made automatically, but of course, in most of the cases, or in many cases, human intervention will still be required, right? That also depends on how accurate your model is. If your model is only 75% accurate, there will be lots of manual intervention, right? You don't want to use predictions which are like 75% maybe. So you still need human intervention, but you will be able to deduct, you will able to inference a lot of things based on Einstein predictions. Okay, so that's basically the introduction to machine learning and artificial intelligence. This was just to give you a background how machine learning works, and why we are talking machine learning, because Einstein under the hood used machine learning for its Einstein products. Now, what is Salesforce Einstein, right? I think this is interesting. So what is Salesforce Einstein? So Einstein is basically the platform, that's AI platform for Salesforce, right? So it's basically the artificial intelligence for CRM. And why do we need artificial intelligence for CRM? Again, to make predictions, to deduct, to inference from a lot of data available already to the customer. So you have a very solid Einstein platform. You have a very strong Salesforce ecosystem, which have all the products: Sales Cloud, Service Cloud, Marketing Cloud, CPQ, communities. You have Commerce Cloud. You have IoT. So you have everything already available on Salesforce platform, and there are lots of customers who are on Salesforce platform. They are using Salesforce from quite some time. They have generated a lot of data. Now, if they use artificial intelligence, they can sense a lot based on the data sets they have, right? So that's what Einstein was brought in. So that's basically the artificial intelligence for CRM. Currently, as of 2019, there are around 3 billion predictions that are happening a day based on various Salesforce Einstein services. I think there are more than 30 Einstein services available currently. So lots of predictions are currently made via Einstein. Now, say on the higher level, the Einstein products are basically classified into 3 categories. One is standard Einstein features. The second is basically the Einstein Analytics, which is a big piece. So I think a lot of customers are going to use or are using Einstein Analytics already. And the third is Einstein Platform, right? So there's a clear distinction between these three categories. We need to understand that. Now, what are the typical AI related use cases for CRM, right? So how can leads be prioritized for the sales rep? How can a sales rep identify which deals are likely to be won? I think it's very important. So when we say CRM specific artificial intelligence, we are talking about sales rep. We are talking about marketing managers, right? We are talking about the people who use the CRM system, and for them these are the typical. This is just a primary list. I think there are a lot more use cases, but that's basically a primary list. So how can the leads be prioritized? Which are the opportunities which have higher chances of winning, right, based on, of course, historical data? How can we handle customer service in a best possible way? How can a company reduce service request handling time? For example, deflecting the cases, not allowing the cases to create because maybe Einstein Bot or some other some other way which can actually take up the questions directly without transferring the cases to transferring the issues to the call center agent before even they create the case, right? Einstein can also be used for, why my company's margin is shrinking. So that's the good cases. That's a good use case for Einstein Discovery. How to upsell, cross-sell opportunities. How to take notes while talking with the voice assistant. How to predict customer sentiments, right? So all of these are primary use cases of Einstein. Now, we understand that these are the typical use cases. How do you map it with Salesforce product, right? So how can leads be prioritized for the sales rep? We have Sales Cloud Einstein. How can we handle customer service requests in the best possible way? We have Service Cloud Einstein, right? So just to give you an idea, for if I am a sales rep, it's very important for me. I have thousands of leads available. Where should I start? What should I do? So to help the sales rep, we basically Salesforce have come up with automated lead scoring, right? Einstein lead scoring, which helps them to score the lead automatically. You have to enable Einstein via the setup. I'm going to show you the demo, and you have to have a lot of data in the system, right? For most of the companies, there is already some data available, at least, which is more than the threshold asked by Salesforce. And similarly, how can the service request be deflected? So there are multiple use cases for different clouds: Sales Cloud, Service Cloud, Pardot, Commerce Cloud, etc. So how can you automate image classification to resolve issues faster? So that's basically used for field service lightning Einstein, right? This is again, because we have limited time for the session today, we are not going to cover all the use cases, but these are the general use cases. And I also want to focus that, there are features, product features available for other Einstein, for other Salesforce products, for example, field service lighting, right? So we have Einstein Vision for field service, for example, which is available. How to understand customer buying behavior and take action. So that's for that you have Pardot Einstein, right? So Einstein behavior scoring is used for that purpose. How to help shoppers find exactly what they are looking for. So for that we have B2C commerce, right? Einstein predictive sort. How do I have highly relevant product recommendation tailored to every shopper? So we have Einstein product recommendation. This is similar to what we already see in Amazon, right? You have very robust recommendation engines, which basically predicts the products for you. So if you have bought already something or you have navigated to some of the product, it will start actually recommending you similar products. So that's kind of a upselling or cross-selling they're trying to do. So that's also available in Salesforce in B2C commerce. So if you have a website and you are using Commerce Cloud, you already have this Einstein product recommendation available. Yeah, just to go back to here. So these are basically the typical use cases. I have a very long list of use cases, but these are basically the ones we can discuss today. Okay, then Einstein Bots. I think most of us have heard about Einstein Bots, or maybe we are already using Einstein Bot to a certain extent. So if I go to ICICI Bank website, right, for example, Um, uh, I can see a bot, which basically asks me, hello, do you have any question, or what do you want to do next, right? Those kinds of things. So bots are available in Salesforce products also. That's part of a Service Cloud Einstein. So these are called Einstein bots. A bot or a chat bot is a computer program which basically conducts a conversation with the customer, right? So it's not the actual human being, but it's basically a machine. It's a computer program which is a starting point sometimes for your service request. Now, bots can handle routine tasks and free your agents to handle more complex issues. We are going to have a demo on Einstein Bots also today, but they can actually free up your time for your agents they can focus on more complex issues rather than just answering the routine. So this process can be automated. Now, because this is automated process and many times this process really works, so that means less cases will be created. That's very useful, if less cases are created rather than more. So that really helps company in saving cost. Bots can also gather pre-chat information to save your agent's time. I'm going to show you this. So that's also a good thing, that you already have some information available before you even start. Bots can be trained to understand human language and respond intelligently through NLP, which is basically natural language processing. So this is happening in the background. We don't have to really care until we want to also understand how natural language processing works. That's part of the AI. I'm going to the demo in some time, but for enabling Einstein chatbots, there is basically certain prerequisite which we have to do. So there should be a Service Cloud license available. There should be and there should be a chat or messaging license. We have to enable Lightning experience. We also have to run the chat guided setup flow to enable the chatbots to work. We most likely we will publish this to Salesforce community or maybe into the Salesforce site, and we also have to add the embedded chat button for a customer to the community so that you can use chatbots. I'm going to show this to you. There are many more tools. We are not able to cover all the tools today, but there are other tools also available which could be used for various use cases for CRM specific AI. So one of the tools is Einstein Prediction Builder, and Prediction Builder is basically a simple point and click wizard tool, and that allows you to make predictions. So you can make your custom predictions, right? Because that's for your custom predictions. Of course, you will have to create certain fields to store the predicted value, but it works on your non-encrypted Salesforce data, and it enriched the prediction by creating other special fields. If time permits, I will also give you a short demo of the Einstein prediction. And of course, it uses rule-based and predictive models to provide anyone in business the intelligent context recommendation offer, right? Going back to our example, who is going to be late in terms of the payments, right? That can be handled also by the Prediction Builder. And of course, it works. The way it works is you need to provide both the positive values and the negative values, right? It cannot only work for the positive values. So it's important to understand that. Einstein Analytics. This is actually the topic for second Einstein session, which will most likely happen on 20th of July. This is a fantastic tool. I've been using it for some time. I think it's very good. Behind the scene, it uses a lot of machine learning algorithms to actually create the models. It's pretty good in terms of making predictions using Einstein Discovery. So you can import a lot of data to Einstein. There are different connectors and there are different ways to import the data to Einstein Analytics. You can also export the data, of course. It provides you lots of great charts and visualizations, right? So you can create dashboards, and you have awesome charts available, which are used inside Einstein Analytics to provide perspective to the business, a variety of perspective to the business. You can also use Apex to pull data in real time to your Einstein Analytics dashboard, and it also provides you SAQL language, basically query language, which is not SOQL, but it's basically for the analytics data. Of course, you can create. You can also create lenses. So the way it works is you bring data from Salesforce, you bring data from external sources, maybe from SAP, from other legacy systems, and you create data sets. So you create specific data sets in Einstein Analytics, and with those data sets, you create the lenses. Now, lenses are basically visualization of the data in a data set, right? We are going to talk more in detail. How does it work in the next session? But that's the way you do. So you collect the data from different sources in Salesforce Analytics. It could be Salesforce data, it could be external data. You create the data sets, then you create a lot of visualization, and then you try to make sense of the data, right? What is happening in my company. One last thing is Einstein Discovery. This is again a topic for the next session. I think this is a very good tool. It gives you lots of answers on lots of questions, right? So what happened? What was significant or unusual? For example, it can give you an idea. Which are your top customers, right? Which are your top selling product in a specific location or a specific geography? What are the probable reasons certain products not selling as much in one location compared to others? Let's say you have launched a new product. So what is how it is doing, right? So you can get answers like that. Other example could be how much money your customer are spending a certain time of the year, right? If your customers are spending more time during holiday season, more money during the holiday seasons, or are there any more slots in the year where you can see customers spending more time? Other examples could be, what are the potential areas of Service Cloud that can be enhanced for better customer service experience? Now, again, this all depends on the data that is available in your org, right? So this is also very good tool, I would say. Provides you a lot of deep insights on what is happening. Okay, so now we can actually go to the Einstein demo. And some of the topics which we have covered will be kind of repeated in the demo. I will go to the Salesforce screen and show you how it works. So the demo would be basically on, for example, we will be talking about automated lead scoring. We will be talking about Einstein Bots. And if time allows, we will also go through the prediction builder. So let me go to, okay, I'll have to log in here. Okay, so our environments are ready. So let's first try to understand how we can set up Einstein, right? So, okay, give me a second. Yeah. So if you have an Einstein enabled org, if you have the Einstein licenses, you have to go to platform tools, and you have to go to Einstein, right? So there is here you can find information about Einstein. Now you can see this is Einstein Platform, which we are going to talk in the next sessions. And we also have Salesforce Einstein product. So I am on Sales Cloud, right? So I can see Einstein Sales. So that's basically the Salesforce Einstein for Sales Cloud. Similarly, if you also have licenses for other clouds and you are also slapped the Einstein for other clouds, you can also see the other Einstein features available, right? So here, as you can see, I just have Einstein Platform enabled and Einstein sales available, right? So that's what I have. But I will show you also how this is done on the Service Cloud. So you basically have to enable Einstein, and you have to go to Einstein specific features, right? So so as you can see, there are lots of Einstein features available, and these features are related to lead scoring, which we have spoken about. It's also related to opportunity scoring, right? For example, opportunity scoring is similar to lead scoring, and opportunity scoring is basically opportunities that are most likely to be won, right? So behind the scene, Einstein analyzes your and your team's past opportunities to build a predictive model, right? So it basically do this once you enable it, and then it does it every 10 days. So a model is created using the machine learning algorithms, and then Einstein reanalyzes the opportunity data every 10 days. So you, let's say you have enabled Einstein today, and you have started working with opportunity scoring, and in the background, so Salesforce does not do this immediately. It takes around 24 to 48 hours to enable opportunity scoring, or 24 hours for lead scoring. And then basically Salesforce use machine learning models to actually score the opportunities or score the leads. So that's what it did. So it basically works on the relevant custom fields. It could also work on fields like, for example, amount, right, or date, or customer, or a variety of data. So now let's go to start with. Let's go to the lead scoring. Yeah, so Einstein lead scoring is already enabled. Yeah, and I have enabled it a couple of days. I do not have a lot of data because I'm using a developer account, right? So I do not have a lot of data, but I think it should still give me the prediction in a best possible way. If I have a lot of data, of course, I can expect a bit more in terms of the predictive scores, but for now we have some specific data. So I have around 1,000 lead in the system, and based on that, it's basically is started predicting. So there are certain settings to be done, right? So when you enable Einstein lead scoring, it will ask you, how does your sales team converts lead, right? The lead could be converted either to opportunity, contact, and account, or it could be converted to a contact and account. So it take care of this. Then it will ask you a question: do you want Einstein to consider all the lead fields? You can say that yes, or you can say no. I want the prediction based on only certain fields, right? So that's a thing you can do. So I have enabled it already. You might also have to add the lead scoring into your list views, or in the leads page, or in the analytics, Einstein Analytics. So that's basically part of the enablement of the lead scoring. So just to give you an example of the lead scoring, let's quickly go to leads. Yeah, so that's basically all the leads in the system. And since I had enabled Einstein a couple of days back for this demo, so it has basically ran the algorithms and build a model, and now it will rebuild the model after 10 days. So as I said, right, behind the scene, how this works is similar to I'm sorry, just give me 1 second. Yeah, similar to this, right? So essentially, it's applying the algorithms to the data. It's building the model, and it's building the model every 10 days because there might be more data. There might be the change data in the system. So it rebuilds the model every time. So if I see an example, let's see. Yeah, so that's a lead John Cliffburg. And you can see the lead score here, right? So 82% is pretty good score, considering that this is just a developer org where I do not have a lot of data. it gives you top positive and top negative. In this case, there is no negative, but I will also show you some negative things. So lead scoring, right? How does it score the leads? Based on what information is available, right? So first name, last name, valid phone number, email address is available, the company information is available. That means that lead is a better lead rather than having only last name and first name, right? You won't be able to make sense out of it if you are not able to contact the person. So the good thing about it is title is available, company is available, annual revenue is pretty good, and the lead source is also specified. That's kind of a clean lead we have, so the sales rep can work on this lead and contact the person. Another example here, yeah, so this is 73% because there are some negatives also available here, right? So company is valid, lead source is valid, and other things are valid, but annual revenue is not so much, perhaps, right? Title is marketing manager. I mean, these kinds of things are also considered, right? Internally, if you have a lot of correct data into the system, the chances of high lead score are high. And if you don't have the correct system, or let's say contact is not available, then it would not score this lead very highly. Also, if the data is stale, it has been a long time, nobody has worked on this lead, so probably the lead score will be less. Okay, now if I go back to here to the setup once more. So that's basically the lead scoring. Similarly, opportunities are also scored, right? So opportunities are also scored. Now, I enabled opportunity scoring only yesterday, so I don't see an opportunity score here, but it's Salesforce is pretty good in scoring the opportunities also. And as you can see, Einstein in the lab crunching numbers, right? So it is running the modeling at this point of time. So opportunity scores are not available, but it will be available once this processing is done. So this processing happens every 10 days, and you can always go back to this and see which opportunities have high likeliness of getting won or getting closed. So also there's something called opportunity insight, which basically includes the predictions, which deals are likely to be won, what are the reminders to be followed up, are there any notification when something happens, some changes in the organization, somebody joined the organization, like a decision maker joins the organization, and so forth. So it keeps track of these things and give the opportunity score. One important thing I would like to mention is also, before you enable Einstein, basically Einstein will try to analyze, if your organization is ready for enabling Einstein. So as I said, there are lots of Einstein features: Einstein account insight, lead scoring, opportunity scoring, opportunity insight, automated contacts and all. So it will basically run in this assistant in the background, and it will generate personalized Einstein readiness report, right? So when I started using it, it told me that Einstein account features can be enabled, Einstein activity features can be enabled, but Einstein lead scoring will not work because you don't have a lot of data. So you don't have a lot of data, so probably Einstein lead scoring will not work in a best way. So at least 1,000 leads must be created in the last 6 months, and of the leads created in the last 6 months, at least 120 should be converted to an account and contact, right? So this is the report normally we run before enabling Einstein, or before basically enabling certain features of Einstein. Now, coming back to the demo. Yeah, so as you can see, I have enabled quite a lot of features. We are not going to talk about these features now. We have already shown opportunity, opportunity scoring and lead scoring, and how does it work. Let's go to Einstein. Let's go to Einstein Bots, right? So I think Einstein Bots is a good example of using Einstein in your company. So again, how do you go to this? So that's basically Service Cloud, and as you can see here, you can see here Service Cloud Einstein, and you have Einstein Bots. Okay, now how I have configured Einstein Bot, I will come back to this a moment, but before that, let's go to the community. How this is set up, we are going to see, but before that, let's go to the community. So let's say there's a fictional company called Alpha Robotics. They provide robotic solutions to the customer, to end customers or the companies. And let's say they have a community portal, right? So that's basically their community portal. And if I have enabled Einstein Bot. This is a very basic bot. I mean, you can create a very sophisticated bot with lots of functionalities, which can do a lot of things in Salesforce, like updating of the records or creating the case, etc. But this one is a simple bot, right? So what I do is basically I open the chat window because I clicked on talk with the agent or start the chat, and I will just try to put something here. So I have filled my basic information so that this goes into Salesforce and stored, and I'll say start the chat. You can do a lot of setup, right? For example, you can have your customized messaging here, whatever you want to show to the customer when they basically come to your website or your community. And you can also customize what kind of user-friendly messages, and based on the context, right, you can specify. This is a very simple example. You can have very sophisticated Einstein bots available in the system. So this says, because this company Alpha Robotics is selling robots, right? They are selling a variety of robots for different industries, different companies. So let's say it's order related inquiry, right? So I will have to do order related. I mean, this is your base menu. You can have as many items here. You can also have sub menus. It's advisable to have sub menus if required. So I said something related to orders. So then the further thing would be, it's kind of a business process, right? So if you are asking a question in orders, then what is the typical questions, right? So I want to check about order status, for example, right? So automatically you get a new message that what is your order number? So I want to have an inquiry about order. So what's the order number? And of course, you can also do validations here, right? For example, if I just put, let's say 1, 2, 3, probably it will not work. So it will also, yeah. So it is saying, sorry, I didn't understand that. But of course, you can have your own messages if required. And it says, what's the order number? It usually starts with a number followed by a dash, okay? So let's say this, let's say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah. Okay. So then it will try to look up the order for you, and then this conversation can go further, right? So basically, it reaches to a point where let's say it's able to find your orders, and then you can ask questions about, for example, where is my order? So Einstein Bot can be connected to Salesforce internally and check where is your order. So it can check into the shipping tables and check what is the status, where it has reached, and so forth, right? So you can build sophisticated Einstein bots which is connected to your Salesforce clouds, and which can answer a question to you, right? Other good options, you can also have a lot of other options, right? For example, transfer to the agent. So if Einstein Bot is not able to answer, then it could also transfer you to the agent. You can also search for frequently asked questions, right? So if you are not able to get the answers here, you can also search for the FAQ. And of course, it can also transfer to the agent and close the chat. So that's a way. Now this chat can also be logged into Salesforce if required. So this transcript is also can be logged into Salesforce. So now this is just a basic Einstein bot. That's basic Einstein chat. But how does it work, right? So you have to enable Einstein bots into basically, you have to enable Einstein bots first of all. And once these are enabled, basically you can build different versions of it, right? So I build just for this demo purpose, I have to create 3 different versions to make sure that this works, right? It is similar to flows or process builder you create. You can create different versions here. So let's say version 3. Yes, before that, a very important thing, if you want to try implementing bots, it's very important. Otherwise, it will fail. It will not work. You have to have these prerequisites done before you create any bot inside Salesforce. So you should have Service Cloud license. You have to have Lightning experience. You have to follow the chat guided setup. In case you also want Salesforce knowledge to be used, so you have to enable Salesforce knowledge. You might have to also publish the Salesforce community. Okay, so here, as you can see, we have a lot of things here. So here I have used a lot of things. For example, menu, order related, appointment related, search, FAQ. So if you will see here corresponding links here. So you have order related. Under order related, you have order status, cancel an order, return an order. As you can see here, order status, cancel an order, return an order. So basically you create your menu and you create your sub menu and link those menus together. You also have main menu. So basically you can also go to wherever you want to go, right? You can go to the main menu or you can transfer to the agent. And all of these things, you will have properties. For example, customer order is just a grouping, right? So customer order is a grouping for order related inquiries. And in orders, you have the next steps, right? So it's kind of a workflow, right? If you do this, then do that, right? So if you have step 1, do this. For example, if you have order related inquiries, then there are 3 options: order status, cancel an order, or return an order. If it's basically order, the customer is asking for order status, you have to maybe do a query back into Salesforce, get the status of the order, where the order is, get the shipping details, and then display it to the customer. Or if it's about canceling the order, perhaps in many cases, you don't want to cancel the order using the chat, but it can then transfer you to the agent, right? Similarly, return an order. So if you have to return an order, what are the instructions Einstein Bot can give to you, right? For example, can you visit this web page? It gives you precise instruction on how to return your orders back to the company, right? So yeah, and then of course you can have different categories, right? So we have here, if you see here, we have order related inquiries. We also have appointment related inquiries. We have search. You can also search for frequently asked questions. Okay, so that's the way it does. So that's about the demo. It's already almost 1 hour. So let me go back to the here. So we have already seen the demo for the product setup. We have also seen a demo for lead scoring and opportunity scoring. We have also seen a demo for the chatbots. I would not have time to actually also go for the prediction builder. Yeah, it is going to take another 5-6 minutes, but I don't have time for that. We'll have to wrap up the session. Now, next sessions we have planned. So we have next session is basically on Einstein Analytics and Discovery. So that will be on 20th of July. We will also have a Einstein Platform session sometime in August. We have to decide when we can have this. Both of these sessions will have a bit more demo on how to solve certain use cases, how analytics works technically, how as an analytics developer you can develop in Salesforce Analytics. We will also have a look on the Einstein Discovery. On the Salesforce platform, we will see the APIs for image classification, intent API, etc., and how to work with Salesforce Einstein platforms. Now, how to learn Einstein? I think that's very important for us if we want to move forward in this direction. So there are multiple ways to do it, right? The way I did it was to start with, of course, with the Trailhead. In my company also, I was part of some pre-sales engagement or working on some trainings or basically attending some training on Einstein. But for best way to start is actually using Salesforce Trailhead, right? So you can go to trailhead, and you will get a lot of good trails related to Einstein. You can also follow this. This has almost every trail related to Einstein. So you'll get Salesforce Einstein Basics, Sales Cloud Einstein, Einstein Discovery, also Discovery Stories, Intent API, that's your basically Salesforce platform, Salesforce Einstein Bots, lead scoring. You also have some super badges available, prediction builder, also lots of trails available for analytics, Salesforce Analytics, right? Also, it has a platform Einstein Voice Basic. I think this is also interesting, and lots of trails. It's huge, actually. I think it's almost like maybe 80 hours or 100 hours of learning. So that's the way I regularly learn on Salesforce Einstein, but I also work internally in the company on sometimes the pre-sales engagement to understand what the client uses are. I have lots of use cases already identified. How does it work with Salesforce? Of course, you can also go to Salesforce Einstein Help. So this is just one example, Sales Cloud Einstein. Similarly, we also have for Service Cloud Einstein, Commerce Cloud Einstein, Pardot Einstein, Field Service Lightning Einstein, and so forth. So that's basically the. And I think that gives you a strong base on learning Einstein. One thing again I would like to say is, machine learning, understanding a bit on machine learning should be the first step to understand Einstein, because you would be able to actually use Einstein without learning a bit on machine learning, but you won't be able to understand how under the hood it works, right? Unless you understand some of the machine learning algorithms, or you understand what is modeled, how the modeling is done, what is this process of modeling, you won't be able to really make a lot of sense out of it, right? Yes, of course, it depends on what role you have in your project, but it's always useful to learn a bit of machine learning. Okay, so I would say that's it for now. I will be basically, I would say, thanks a lot for your time. There were some technical glitches today, but we are going to resolve it very fast. And the next sessions would be, I would say, more smooth or streamlined.
So hello, is the session getting recorded?
Maybe Nitin or Atul, you can answer.
Yes, guys, the session is getting recorded, and we'll be sharing the recording of the session as well as the slides with you on the New Delhi website itself. Meanwhile, Jayant, do you have some time? We have got a couple of questions. Can we quickly go through the sessions and give like a small answers to those questions in the chat window?
Okay, let's take a couple of questions. I do not have a lot of time. It's already half an hour delayed, right?
Yes,
so,
yes. A
okay.
couple of them, yes.
Okay, so how can I see the questions? Or
all right, okay, let me read these questions out to you. So there's a question from Amandeep. He's asking, does Einstein lead scoring, Einstein opportunity scoring work on custom field also?
Yes, yeah, that's correct. It works on custom fields also, yes.
Great. Another question we have is, okay, I enabled bot in my DevOps. How to create chat guided flow in Salesforce?
So that's what I have actually tried to show. So yesterday I created this chatbot, right? So it gives you basically now. Okay, let's try to do this quickly.
If you can just show them the where to go in the setup.
Yeah. So you have to basically go to Einstein Bots, okay, and you will have to. Okay. So you'll have to create a new bot, for example. Then this is a guided flow, okay? So that gives you instruction how to create. So let's say test here for now. You can also have bot greetings here. That's basically the started flow, right? There is a lot of pre-work. So if you have to do it for a customer, you will do a lot of pre-work before actually creating Einstein bot. You will do the prerequisite, plus you have a lot of business process behind it, right? So you will identify it. Just for now, just to show this demo in a very rapid fashion, you can do something like this, and then you do create. Okay, so it's easy to create the bot, but there are lots of pre-step, and then there will be a lot of post-step, right? The steps that I have shown to you, wherein you have to create the menus, you have to define the business process, step 1, step 2, or if this happens, then what it should do. Lots of things will be here, what message you have to show, what questions, what are the actions you have to take, are there any kind of rules, do you have to wait for customer input, or you have to show the menu, or you have to start another dialogues, and lots of things. So enablement of Einstein Bots is a simple process, but there's a lot of background work to be done, and then there's a lot of work for actually creating the dialogues and the process, etc.
Okay, one last question here, Jayant. Okay, which one will be better, Einstein Bot or Google Dialogflow? Because I was going through some help doc and I find Einstein Bot is in beta version. Can be deprecated moving ahead, or what do you think?
Yeah, this is on the, I think I'm not from Salesforce, so I really can't answer this. And I have not used any other tool so far. It's a beta, but as you see, Salesforce products have become a lot mature. There was, when Marketing Cloud was launched, at that point of time, it was not a very sophisticated product, but over the years, in last 2-3 years, it has evolved a lot, right? Similarly, I think Einstein Bot is, for me, it's a good product. I cannot compare it with the other products because I have not used it, other products, right? So I can't really answer this. There might be certain use cases where Einstein basic features, Einstein Bot basic features will work, but maybe there are some other tool which is more efficient for your use case. So yeah.
Got it. Yeah. So that's all the questions we have. Again, guys, if you have any more questions, feel free to go ahead and post them as comments on the New Delhi website post for this particular session. We'll keep an eye on the comments there. We'll give Jayant will have access to the post, and he can answer your questions in the coming future. Please keep an eye on there, and any other question, just post your questions there. And again, apologies guys for all the mess up here. The other tool that we are using, as an attendee, you're not able to hear the audio, but we are onto it. We are going to be like getting rid of that tool and going with a better tool next time. And the recording and the slides of this session will be posted on the New Delhi website. Also, as soon as it is posted, the link to the New Delhi website's post where the slides and the recording will be posted will be sent to you via email as well, all the people who have registered for this session. And thank you very much, Jayant, for taking this session and bearing with us. And and I look forward to the next sessions. Thank you very much for joining, everybody. Good day for today.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you, guys. Yeah.